Tell me something I don't know.
You adopted this baby, and we're gonna name it Insecurity, and you nurtured it and you raised it, and now it's a teenager with raging hormones and freaking out, and it just hates you. Like, that's what it is. That's what it feels like. Insecurities, they're irrational, they're out of control emotions, and eventually you grow out of them. Now, if you're still holding on to your insecurities, how are you going to grow out of them? That's what you should be asking yourself. Now, all my life, I've kept my insecurities to myself. I didn't like sharing them with anyone because I was very scared that if I spoke it out loud, that they would agree with me, that they would see it and be like, oh, I noticed that. That's awful. And not only that, I think the greatest fear I had was that they would pity me for my weakness. Some of the things that I had serious battles with, even up until now, I still battle with, are the way I speak. I have a bit of an accent, and I call it fat tongue because I speak quickly, my words jumble, and it's very difficult for me to really pace myself. But that's something I always felt challenged about. It really stopped me from recording videos, from speaking to people. I would get really nervous. I'd break out in a sweat. But I eventually started speaking about that with some of my close friends, and they were very easy and quick to helping me nip that in the butt. Why? Because as soon as I spoke it out loud, they were like, are you stupid? Sometimes you need people to tell you how stupid these insecurities are, because they're not true. It's us really judging ourselves so harshly that we really abuse our mentality. We abuse ourselves. It's an abusive relationship we create. I was nasty with myself. I self-loathed myself. I had body conscious issues that I battled all my life. And it's really hard when you live in a city. I used to grow up in Miami, where everyone's this gorgeous, exotic little thing. They're 5 feet tall, they're tiny, they're curvy, they're beautifully golden. They are these gorgeous people. But then I'm this really tall, light-skinned, gangly, like cherub-faced creature. I felt so out of place. So instead of embracing the way I looked and who I was, I always felt like I was never enough. Never skinny enough, pretty enough, that my body was not proportioned how everyone else was, so it didn't mean it was beautiful. I was hard. I'm still hard on myself. I never used to compare myself really to exact other people. I just compared myself to what I could be or who I could be. And that was the hardest part. I think that by measuring myself against the potential I had to be great, to be beautiful, to sound eloquent and intelligent, I just always bashed myself when I had one tiny mistake. So one day I finally decided that I was so tired of hating it, of hating myself for these flaws. And we all battle this, we all carry this, every single one of us. Not one person is 100% confident. There's something festering inside of there. Now, the key is letting go. Talking about it with somebody that you trust, who will be vulnerable with you or be honest with you in a great way and help you see that what you've been holding on to, and if you didn't create it and somebody else may have implanted it in you, where are they? And what value do they have in your life? Do they pay your bills? Do they wake you up in the morning, get you dressed, and help you gain all the fortune in the world? No. So it's time to let go. Even if it means you're going to gain more insecurities in the future about something else, it's learning how to quickly become hyper aware of it and then dismantle it. It's learning that the secret to getting through our struggles personally is not keeping them 100% private. Is talking about it. Because once you speak it out loud, these words, as they travel out of your mouth, out of your brain, they lose power and weight, and you start to shift this focus and think to yourself, what was I thinking? you look at yourself or you think back at who you were when you were thinking these cruel thoughts or these sad thoughts, and you feel bad for yourself because you would never treat any other person the way you treat yourself in your lowest moments. So being human, it's natural to go through this, but being strong means knowing how to be aware and overcoming it. So don't use your insecurities as crutches. Use it as a signal that you need to find a way to get through something. How can you better yourself in a way that you are actually happy? Because if you're unhappy and you're trying to work towards getting this standard that you wanted for yourself, then it's not the fact that you're wrong, it's that what you're measuring yourself against is completely not for you. Find what's right for you.